Bonjour, c'est Gala sur Men Magazine. Un bisou à toute l'équipe de Men Magazine.
I don't need promises that you know we won't keep. If one thing would kill our love, it would be jealousy. I wanna love you without any demands. I wanna keep you with wide open hands. You can love many if that's what you need, but I want every kiss to taste of me. Every day, every night, every kiss so sweet. Oh, oh. I want it to taste of me. Every time your heart beats, every fantasy. Oh, oh. I want it to taste of me. Of me. Of me. I want it to taste of me. Of me. Of me. I want it to taste of me.
Bonjour Gala, vous êtes ici pour votre nouveau single, Taste of Me. Et donc, qu'est-ce qu'il a de particulier comme, par rapport aux autres musiques qui ont été un grand succès en tout cas, comme Free From Desire, un succès international qu'on ne doit pas expliquer.
I had other songs too.
Voilà le son.
Let a Boy Cry, Come Into My Life. Nobody ever mentions the other songs, but I will.
Et votre nouveau single a un nouveau son. Vous pouvez nous expliquer
What exactly?
sur la musique?
Sur la musique, mais exactement quoi? De paroles, la direction?
La rythmique, les paroles.
Do you want to... I don't understand the question. Compare to the past or...
Par rapport à avant, vous avez
Yeah.
un nouveau son.
Yeah. Well, you know, I said, I was explaining how the first record was a little bit like being a child and draw. You know, children draw abstract and it actually, the result is amazing. You know, sometimes we look at children's drawing and they're like, great. You know, and I felt that I didn't study music. I was studying film and photography. So when I started making music, it was very like a child, daring, risking, like doing abstract. Then right after, people don't know about this because it wasn't promoted on every radio, but I released another album that was more rock, and it had a lot of collaboration with amazing artists in Brooklyn, in New York, producer, artists, people who, after doing this collaboration, also had top hits in the United States also, and worked with amazing bands. That second album was learning how to do a landscape, a real painting, you know, like learning how to really paint. And after that, I said, now that I know how to really paint, now I go abstract again. But I go abstract with knowledge. So this is the new sound, in a way.
Votre nouveau clip, vous avez choisi de le tourner en une seule prise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very, yeah. Well, I have an absolute passion for Hitchcock. Do you know Hitchcock? And Hitchcock shot always very interesting movies. I don't think anybody yet has matched Hitchcock. Sometimes I want to watch a thriller and I'm like, okay, let me see. I look for thrillers online and there is never a thriller that matches Hitchcock. Why? Because they have violence, they have sex, there's always the same things, but there is no intelligence, there is no cleverness, you know? So Hitchcock always shot with, giving himself a challenge. For example, he shot a movie called Lifeboat. The whole movie is on a small boat. And then he shot another video called The Rope, that another film, the whole film was one take. However, at the time they had real film, so they had to stop sometimes and put another film. But that was the only reason, technical reason. So I wanted to do a video that had the same challenge, that it was you know, right now on TV, all the music video of the new artists, like cut, image, different scene, different clothes, different location, 25 location. I saw the last video, for example, of Lady Gaga, 25 location, 25 costume, 2 million. It's so much, you know, and I wanted to do something minimal, one take, no edit, no cut, no bombardment of images, and as you say, very theatrical, very modern dance, very contemporary ballet, contemporary dance. A piece of art. To me, this is a piece of art. I don't think it's going to have a lot of commercial response because it's competing with, I don't know, David Guetta jumping in a pool in Ibiza. But it's very different from what people see. I think it's a bit too intellectual, but I think it's also beautiful. A beautiful video, you know.
Et maintenant, vous travaillez sans maison de disque,
Yeah.
Vous avez votre propre maison de disque.
Yeah, well, it's me. The maison de disque, c'est moi et un computer.
Qu'est-ce que vous pouvez dire aux téléspectateurs, aux jeunes chanteurs, aux chanteurs en général? Quelle est la différence entre travailler avec...
Yeah, it's completely different, and that's the problem because we get on radio. Let's say my song gets on radio. I don't know if it's gonna be played here in Belgium, but let's say he gets on radio. If he gets on radio, people here listen to my song, and then they listen to top artists like Rihanna, Beyonce, the huge artists. And for the audience, it doesn't matter. It's the same, but there is a big difference because in the case of Beyonce, Rihanna, these big artists, we're talking about a company, basically a huge company. You know, there is a group of people who writes the songs, amazing musician, the best musician in the world, you know, that write the music, put it together, the best stylist in the world that do the styling, the best directors in the world that do the directing. And so it's like, I always say, my music is like homemade lemonade at home, and they're Coca-Cola. You know, they have huge money, huge support. For me to make this video that you saw, which costed me some money, it took 1 year, 2 years. I contacted the director 2 years before and tried to wait for him to have free time to do something that didn't pay much, but that he liked the concept. Sorry?
On dit que vous avez un look très sobre.
Yeah.
Au niveau de la mode, du fashion.
I don't know.
Pour vous,
Un petit peu.
qu'est-ce que vous aimez dans
Yeah.
la mode?
Actually, there are new designers now that I really like. I like the style, very modern but inspired to the 90s, to the 80s. For example, there is a brand called Back that I think is from Sweden, is a woman from Sweden. And I just bought the pieces because they're very simple, very simple, but strong. And I always like a classic look, but with a twist. You understand? So, for example, a simple jacket like the one you're wearing, but maybe with one sleeve and not the other. So, a twist on a classic. Yeah.
Merci pour cette interview.
Okay.
On a un petit peu découvert plus votre personnalité au niveau de la mode et au niveau de la musique, évidemment.
Yeah.
Et on espère bientôt se revoir.
Okay, cool. All right.
I don't need promises that you know we won't keep. If one thing would kill our love, it would be jealousy. I wanna love you without any demands. I wanna keep you with wide open hands. You can love many if that's what you need, but I want every kiss to taste of me. Every day, every night, every kiss so sweet. Oh, I want it to taste of me. Every time your heart beats, every fantasy. Oh, I want it to taste of me. you